Okay, so now it's May 14th at 5:03, 5:08 in the morning. If you notice, you don't hear anything yet. Okay, so we got 12 jars of the hickory brisket. It's really good. Now, I want you to notice, do you see how some jars have more lard on top? Well, maybe other jars not so much. Can you see that? That's okay, right? I mean, it is what it is. Just try and keep it as cold as you can, because the more that you can get that grease to solidify and not crawl, the better off it is. Obviously, summertime, everything heats up, so the grease will tend to soften, and there it has the potential to crawl. But if you put it close down to the ground, to the north wall, not so much. Okay? So we got 12 of those, and I really like the taste of this. Right? And then we've got these, which I just washed. They're still kind of warm. They were in the canner. This is 9 jars of the smaller brisket that came in that was just salted, and not even very much. But after it sat in the oven for however long, 12 hours and a bit, at 225 with the lid on, oh man, it was delicious. The juice that it was produced from it, Andre said it, Nana, why was this one softer than the last one? I said, well, because this one had the lid on. The last one had no lid. And half the liquid evaporated away, where this one, no. So anyway, this is really good. So 9 jars there. So hold on a minute. Okay, needless to say, I'm tired. I've been up already for a couple of hours. And basically what's going to happen now is I've got my, hopefully, my beef coming in between 10 and 11, right, in the morning. So this is the bone broth, which I just turned off, basically, within the last hour. So we're going to let it cool down, and yeah, it's going to be a long day. You can see it's greasy. Beef bones produce a lot of grease. So we need to take the bones out and find a way to try and somewhat degrease this. Throughout the next several hours, because what's going to end up happening, I want to taste this. What's going to end up happening is when the beef comes, assuming that I get what I want, well, it's definitely rich. It has that bone broth taste, but it doesn't have the beefy taste. And that's why I had to get more beef. But it's good. So basically what I'm going to do is take out the bones. I'm going to let that cool down. I'm going to let the grease come to the surface. I'm going to skim it off with the spoon as much as I can. And then I'm going to put it in the fridge after that is done, to separate any liquid from the fat. Because every little bit of bone broth counts, right? So it depends. We'll have to just see what we get after the fact. And then when the beef comes, I'm just going to, because I got 4 roasts. I'm like shaking my head, and I'm like, Judy, what the hell are you doing here? But considering I'm not even really paying for it, you know, just pace yourself through it. In 2 days, you'll be done. 2 more days, that's all you need. Today and tomorrow. And maybe a little bit on Saturday with the tallow. We'll see. outside of that, all the canning should be done by tomorrow. Okay? Because I'll probably can another load today. And then, as soon as the meat comes, I'm going to take at least 2 roasts. At least 2. Yeah. Maybe even 3. I'm just going to put them in the oven. I'm going to smoke them, all of them, with a little bit of smoke, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I'm going to treat it like a brisket. Alright, just add it. I don't even need to add water. I can add some of this bone broth, assuming that I can get rid of the fat on it. And put the lid on it. And let it stew until tomorrow, because what's gonna, like, in the oven at 225, right, with the lid on, and then that gives me an opportunity to can 1 roast, or maybe 2. I have to see how big they are, right? And that beef blade. And then tomorrow, the broth should be done, degreased, everything ready to go. Take out what's in the oven. Do like I did with this stuff. Fill it up with my broth and can it. And then the only thing I have to worry about is the tallow, which I can do. Today's Wednesday, so I could actually do that on Friday. Can a load today, can a load tomorrow, do the tallow on Friday, and I'm done. All I have to do is worry about where I'm going to put it. So, you know, being that everything is fresh and it's new, I get to work around it. So I will find a spot right away, or even if I move something, I put that one there. And I know it's a full case, basically. So this one has to go into my room somewhere, where it's stationary and I don't move it. Right? That's what we're gonna do. And then, because I got some time right now, I'm gonna cook up Amari's vegetables. I got spinach I have to do, so I'm gonna do the spinach. I have asparagus I bought for him, so I gotta get this out of here so I can grind up this stuff and get him into his dishes. And because, you know, when shit like what has happened recently, you know, it throws you off from that stuff, eh? Because you're running around doing other things. And then I did this, but this was worth it. It's going to be pennies on the dollar per meal. Oh yeah, when it comes to beef, oh yeah. You watch and see. Okay, so I guess this is all about vegetables right now, basically. So it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and we're working on Amari's side dish. He does better if I do this. Yeah. What happened, though, at one point, I was doing this stuff, and, you know, because Andre tends to be negligent, doesn't think about things, eh? He's pushing all the shit to the back. All my jars, like the little things with the lids, the containers with the lids, and I'm going there to clean the fridge, and everything I grinded up for Amari, you know, I had to throw out. I told him that's got to stop. So this time we're gonna put stuff on the top shelf. This is spinach. I got more. This is four batches at this point, and then I got a bit more because, you know, I got busy with that brisket, right? So I like to cook it up, and then what the kids like is if I scramble eggs. Well, first I butter, chopped up tomato, start sauteing it, scramble it, you know, mix eggs, put your eggs in, start scrambling, moving around, and then because this stuff is already pre-cooked, add it in there and mix it around, and then put some cheese on top. Turn off the, it's in a cast iron pan, right? Put a lid on it, melt. Oh, it's so good. So right now we're doing spinach, and I get to use my new blender. Well, it's not new. I bought it a couple years ago. It's just been sitting up there. But this is kind of right. He needs bigger portions, and so I will probably. This one's getting kind of worn out. I'll probably, because Andre lost one of the tubs for it. Don't ask me where that is. Like, I don't know how this kid freaking loses dishes and silverware all over the place, but he does. I'm going to order another one of these. They're small. I like them. As for nuts and stuff like that, right? And start using the bigger blender for mixing up Amari's food. So I'll show you the glass base for it. Hold on. Okay, so isn't that just beautiful? Right, and then of course we got my old school kickers around from the 1960s, eh? So this doesn't unscrew out, but I guess when you want to give it a good clean, you just put a little bit of soapy water in there, and then it helps to really do a good clean on the inside, right? And so we're going to up the ante with larger meals for sure. But I find that if I'm really consistent with what I'm doing here, it really helps him with his bowel movements. But you have to be consistent, like you just non-stop. Like, yeah, it's nothing's easy with Amari. So I guess it just sits in there and it doesn't. What I like about this is if the food is a bit warm, it's okay. And look how much you can blend up at a time if you want, right? So, and then I have a food processor over there that can puree as well. Plus, I bought a Ninja a couple years ago, but it has a plastic, eh? So, and Andre likes to use the Ninja for making smoothies and stuff. We just don't have a big kitchen, and it's an overflow for everything to fill into it. You know, in terms of, like, you know, if you had a porch, right? You know, there would be things that would go in a porch, but, okay, besides that point. So, and then it has a nice little lid. So what I do is I grind up for Amari, and then some of the spinach I put separate in a different container, right? So that if I want to do the eggs and the tomato and the cheese and the spinach, I have it, or if we just want to eat up straight up spinach. So now I have to go hunt for some containers. Aren't these beautiful jars? You know how expensive these things are? Oh my god. I think that bitch ran off with a couple of these too. Yeah. Yeah, I do. Because they were in my room, and I found one. And I had like 3 or 4 of them in there that I'm aware of. Right. I'm going to be putting cayenne pepper in there. I got it from Organic Matters. That's another day. Yeah. So I'll be doing this for a couple of hours. And then I had some miscellaneous quail eggs that came to date, so I'm going to go rinse these off. I'm still not together with the quail. I'm working on that too. Hold on. See, I don't have time for the Tomeka Johnsons, aka Dixon, and those kind of individuals. People who come into your houses and do smash and grabs as you're waiting for them to come back from a phone call. Right? You know, I'm too busy to be feeding into that foolishness when someone like that comes and makes a comment and then expects me to post it, right? In terms of, you know, stupidity, right? First of all, I wouldn't want to feed you anyway. So whatever little snide comment that you had to say, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you're Tomeka Johnson, because we know she's still stalking after all this time. She's checking in on her OnlyFans page, but if you notice, she's not doing any YouTube content, right? Yeah, she's just lurking, eh? Yeah. What happened to her boyfriend? Did he leave her too? I wouldn't be surprised. Oh no, maybe he might show up because she's got a point to prove, right? You know what I'm saying? Or it could be, you know, what just recently happened. Or it just could be that random troll that's sitting up God knows where in the boonies, you know, in Alaska or someplace like that, bored as all hell. You know, just being an idiot, because at the end of the day, I am not. It is 6:30 in the morning. I am not committing any crimes, okay? And come on. I don't see you doing this kind of shit. Never mind with the daily grind. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not running around stealing from people because you can't do it for yourself, you're playing with yourself for a tip. I'm just saying. I just wanted to address that, because with my last video, I kind of put a stupid little comment in my description, right? Because, you know, they say ignore trolls. Yeah, you do. But at the end of the day, you know, you hide them, and then I guess they get released after a little while. In terms of, you know, in the old days, you used to block somebody, and then at some point, you know, they'd be unblocked. So, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't stop me from doing what I'm doing, that's for sure. And they couldn't keep up with the pace that I do. No fucking way. Don't forget, I got this meat coming in between 10 and 11 o'clock. Okay, and I've been up since, I don't know, 2:33. And you can see what I'm doing right now. Right? So, you know, as long as I get the meat in the oven, get the jars washed, I'm making room in the fridge, but I'm also making this stuff. You can see what's going on here, right? Try it again. These ones are going on the top shelf. They're not going on the bottom shelf, because if they go on the bottom shelf, Andre takes them, pushes them to whatever, they disappear. I'm asking, you know, him to feed them, thinking he's giving him this stuff after I spend hours and hours doing it. And, you know, I mean, yeah, when he does, it's great. It works really, really good. But when he doesn't, and I think he is, and then I find him 5 days later, I can't give it to Maury. You know, you only got like a 3-day window, right? A 3-day window or so, right? When you do this kind of stuff, eh? 4 maybe if it's not grinded up, and then, you know, you can heat it up and really, right? But after that, no. But this is good for Amari. It really works well. So we're grinding up. So it looks like I had 8 spinach. So I will fill up 1 completely for sure. And that's for like the scrambled eggs with the tomato and cheese and the spinach. And everybody likes that, including Amari. And it blends up well for him after the fact. And then whatever's left over, basically, I'm going to grind up and put it in one of Amari's dishes, right? So we're already at the halfway mark here, almost. So I'll get two containers like that anyway, but I like to pre-grind Amari's, especially when I'm busy. Because then it's easy for Andre to grab from the different bowls, as long as he doesn't cross-contaminate. And I tell him you have to use a clean spoon for each container every time you do it. And he lost all the freaking silverware, man. Like, he's done this like more than once. One time I had to buy, and it pisses me off because so he has to freaking find them. What he does is he takes food for himself. He goes in the living room because he's keeping an eye on Amari. He eats, and then he takes his bowl and he pushes it off over there, or puts it over there, or I find it under You know where the keyboard is on the desk, over there. And then, when I call him on it, he blames Kyrie and Alayame. When they come over, it's always their fault. Oh my God, I can't win for losing. Okay, so now we've got some bok choy here. The thing about bok choy is it has a lot of calcium in it, right? And the body can digest it. It can absorb the nutrients of the calcium. Whereas with the spinach, and I've mentioned it before, it has a certain kind of enzyme that kind of prevents that from happening. Although it's high in other nutrients, it's high in calcium. It's just the body can't really absorb the calcium because of the enzyme in the spinach itself. Whereas with bok choy, it's high in calcium, but the body can absorb it. So that's why I've been like trying to incorporate it more. So I'm going to cook those up, and the majority of that, I might leave 1 or 2 in with the spinach, but these other 3 that are here that are large, I'm going to grind them up, and they will be for Amari, right? As well, he'll have his little spinach dish too, right? And then with the juice, as I'm collecting the juice, you know how you make spinach and it creates a lot of juice? It's really quite good, actually. I like it. So I think this time around,
how many times you got fired over the past year, even though I do have sympathy for you.
This time around, because I've got the beef a little bit left in the fridge there from the brisket, I'm going to chop up a few potatoes small, a little bit of beef, right, and then, you know, a little bit of spinach or something, maybe a couple of carrots, and make a little soup out of that, eh? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do for today. Gotta make it for early, right? So I can get everything out of here. Alright. So, almost done the spinach now, and then they go in their containers, although I will be grinding up Amari's first. Right? Oh boy. I'm kind of tired. What do you think would happen? Okay, so I'm going to I'm taking the juice that's coming out of the spinach as I'm cooking it, basically squeezing it out for the most part, right? Putting it, like this is the one that either Andre and I will just eat as we, you know, eat things, or I'll make the egg with the tomato and the cheese and everything with this, right? Okay? And then, but you know, when you cook it, right, there's always a liquid, right? So, we're going to do beef, a little bit of carrot. I'm going to slice them thin. What else did I say? I guess a little bit of spinach. I'll chop it up, right? And then, what do you think about sprinkling a little bit of amaranth in it? Not too much. I don't know how it cooks. I buy it, but I've never cooked with it. I need to. Maybe today is a good day to try it out. What do you think? I think so. Okay, so we got that done. Another one of the big reasons why people would advocate for okay. So, and then we'll work on making a little bit of, and because you put amaranth in it, right? Or, you know, even like barley or something, you know. Not very organized here, but besides that point, you could put a couple of chickpeas in there that are already pre-cooked, you know, that kind of thing. And because you're using the grains a little bit, it could be like a brunch between a breakfast and a lunch. There's an idea, eh? So why don't I work on that so that we eat that by pretty much 11 o'clock noon, just to see how the kids react to it. What do you think? I think that's a good idea, because it's a shame throwing out all those nutrients down the drain, right? Okay, so when working with Amari, right, I mean, you can put it in the one, like the other ones as well. Oftentimes, I'll put it into the dish warm, and then I take bits of butter, and I put it, right, and then I spread it around so it melts right into the vegetables. So the butter is already there. So even if you decide to eat it cold, you're getting that, right? So I have to put some butter, and especially in Amari's, I have to grind it in right into his food, right? Because, you know, sometimes he gets this cold. He likes it, right? Yeah. Andre starts grinding up food, and Amari starts chatting away. Oh yeah, as soon as he hears the blender. Right. Okay, so I'm going to put the butter in. And everybody's. I just got to keep working. Just plug it away. Okay? So where's that other one? See, that other one is already kind of warm. I mean, yeah, it's not hot anymore. So with the Amari's, boy, life is so much better when you can see. It's hard to open this thing.
Okay, so I'm going to file this clip under the, you probably shouldn't.
There we go. Okay. It has a lip, couldn't even see the lip. Alright, so it's warm. Let's try out this blender. Oh boy. So this is a good time to
monitoring your account, so actively talking about your boss.
So I'm collecting my juice.
You know, kind of a little bit of a breakdown. Probably not the best thing to do. I know it sucks out there, man, but you kind of shoot yourself in the foot, I feel. Another one of the comments from you guys, I agree that the job market is trash right now, but many people
this is really hot.
Themselves any favors by posting on social media so much. Pinpoint accurate with the last clip. Probably would delete it.
Four professions are really starting to get down in the market right now.
I just want to go wash my hands because I was touching that butter and shit before I really put my fingers into it, you know?
A new study by Harvard Business shows that these four professions are seeing a massive decrease in the number of jobs available since, wait for it, the launch of ChatGPT.
This is where you need a counter, like, you know, more functioning kitchen with a pot of water where you can just dip your hands into it as you go. Whatever, you can't have everything, right? So this is hot. Oh, maybe too hot. I can't do it.
I get it, but there are actually some jobs that are going in the toilet right now. One of them that she talked about, coders, was how long ago? 5, 6, 7 years ago? Everybody went in for.
We're gonna try it with spinach first.
Programmer or a coder. Instant ticket to a 6-figure job. You are going to be set.
Can always rinse it off after.
I
wanted to do some plum. Oh my god. Shit's hot. This is not working. Not working.
I'm an award-winning journalist and writer.
Oh.
I love my job to AI. You don't know me, I'm an author and an editor, and in my full-time, like, money-making endeavors up until today, I was a freelance writer and editor. I recently lost my job to AI. I'm a copywriter, and
oh boy.
businesses basically realized that that service is less expensive than hiring me, even though I don't make very much money. All right,
It's just too hot.
Is taking over all of data analytics jobs.
But you want it hot. So when you put the butter in.
Jobs, but I've changed my mind. It 100% is. This is a huge bummer for me because I love working from home.
Melts it.
I love working with data. I love my job.
Right.
But I've just kind of accepted.
So really, technically, all I need is just a little bit to get it started, right? Okay.
Not even apply.
So it's going to be a fair amount.
Especially if you meet all of the qualifications. And the few people who do end up applying for those data analyst jobs are going to feel really silly.
Okay, so I just wanted to put that last clip in because
I don't even know how to use this blender.
Was that sarcasm and I just did not understand it? Or she's just really telling everybody who's into data analytics to just give up, shrivel up and die? Probably not the best advice, but
I'm really wondering if Mari can digest animal fats. He gets so much whipping cream and all that stuff, and okay, now we need to plug this thing in. I don't know what it sounds like. I don't know how to use it. Is it off? I don't even know.
I guess you just needed a couple classes and then you were official.
Looks like it only has, well, no, it's got, okay. So, what, oh my lord.
A lot of the writers as well. I know that there's a
It's on
meme
4.
from a YouTube video of a freelance writer losing.
I'm assuming in the middle is off.
There is an AI summary
Right.
of the YouTube video, so you didn't even have to watch the whole thing.
Plug it in.
The irony. So I don't really know what the freelance writing entails because I feel like at least
come on,
right
come on,
now
come on.
some people could realize that it's ChatGPT writing articles or stories, but I think that'll get even harder to distinguish in the next few years when technology keeps advancing. So you can start making the argument for all
Let's see.
of the
Well, I see
artistic
lights.
and creative endeavors. The AI is all seen that it's not good, but again, all the
Sounds nice.
graphics. Here we have another comment from
Not doing anything in there.
I'm still searching since
That
December
didn't work, though.
2023. The IT market was good when I was
So,
in school.
I guess you
That's
want some
exactly
spinach
what
with
all
some
these
liquid.
CS degrees are saying as well. Now it's so bad. I don't
Yeah.
know what to do. One of the problems
We'll just
with
put more in there.
niche having really good pay, any of the
Before you
tech
know it,
jobs, all of those videos you've probably seen of employees making
we'll be a pro.
$400,000 a year, and they get to
Right.
go into the Facebook office and play ping pong and eat like ice cream all day. Everybody ends up going for those types of degrees
Okay,
because
let's try that.
oversaturated along with those
Might need a bit more
companies
butter.
not needing to have lose.
Person was like, yeah, we still want to talk to you. And then proceeds to not ask me any questions. And just says, we'll let you know if the other person doesn't work out. Like, how is that professional? I learned that and I'm going to push back.
Where's that
on it.
butter?
It's ridiculous. Just wasting my time.
I had butter here. Where did it go? Here it is.
And
We'll
this
put
is
the rest of the
after
butter in there.
multiple reschedules and also being late today too. So anything I want to look at.
I think this video goes pretty well with the other series on my channel.
Oh, it's starting to blend up in there. I can feel it.
Demands the low.
Well, obviously, if it had more liquid, but I don't want to make it runny, right? So, once you get to that point, it should be fine. It gets stuck, eh?
Because I don't think anything in this job market is really positive right now, but at least some advice for somebody who's struggling right now.
Or maybe it's blending and I just don't see it. Well, first of all, I don't even need the lid on it, so.
I know what it's like to go through the holiday season. Figure out what the laws on
Here, hey, look at the time.
But understand if you take some time to process, especially
7 o'clock.
time,
7 o'clock. Do you hear it?
possible.
It'll be like that all day until 5 o'clock. 5:30. Among the other noises that they make as they stalk you. Yeah, they fucking right. So you become homeless. They're building homes so you become homeless. How does that make sense? Talk about being backwards, working with the devil. Yeah. Coming to your door, accusing you of never working and never doing anything, just sitting on your fucking ass all day. Yeah, okay. Just saying. Oh my god, this is taking too long. This is not what I thought. Yeah, no. I might have to get that food processor, try that food processor. It's pureed though, it's very nice. I can feel it. It's doing something. I just don't see it moving around. Because you can't have any strings or bits of this or bits of that, right? It's funny, he'll chew on a nipple, but he won't chew on food. Eggs on it if it's got chunks or grit or something. I have to cook rice 2 times just to be able to it ended up for him.
That I pay 20%
Okay.
of my new salary as a
Well, it is soft.
So why bother? Why?
Whatever it does it fast.
Okay, so we're starting to wrap up 2024 with just another classic video that
Oh boy. Either or, I like the glass, okay? That stuff went in kind of warm. And what I can tell, I don't know if you can see that, right?
Demands, experiences from different people.
I mean, obviously you'd have to run your hands through it, right?
Everybody's
And then,
experiences seem to just be getting worse. So you have a lot of different clips, a lot of different screenshots, along with some
he
of
can
your
eat this stuff like water. He
videos
likes
or
it.
experiences.
So what we need to do,
in a future video, leave your comments down below. But we're just going to start off with something that is all
put
too common
this
for
over
anybody
here,
trying
just
to
take out
apply
some
for
of the
jobs.
liquid.
You know, no one wants to work anymore. No one wants to work. Well, maybe
Right.
this is why, Steve. Look at this guy
Yeah.
posting.
All day, I'll be listening to this crap.
E-learning,
It's stupid.
media designer, web designer. Also,
Okay.
it's a temporary position, whatever that means. This job is a
Now,
full-on designer
I suppose
and
what I
developer,
could do,
including all the images, graphics, 3D assets. You're also coding in
just to,
HTML and CSS.
right?
You have to be
Maybe.
a proficient coder. They want a bachelor's.
Because that fills up that.
Years of experience, all of these skills and expertise
Maybe what
in
I
all
can
these
do
programs, and they're
is take
offering
this little bit of liquid, which isn't a lot,
$9,
and just put it in there.
that is $9 per hour. So why bother?
Oh shit.
And it's
I got more there I haven't even cooked yet.
$17 an hour. I would rather
Okay.
be there for double that salary.
Well, if that's the case,
that they do have temporary
we're gonna give a bit more to Lamari.
title, so that means if for some
'Cause he
reason
likes
you're
spinach.
going to do all of that work for that company,
Uh-huh.
that little amount of money
Yeah, he
most
does.
likely won't even be a yearly.
See, it just gets stuck in there.
Manager
So I don't know.
the next day and said,
Or maybe it's, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be moving on the top.
unfortunately, this isn't a one-off occurrence as well. I had it in my previous.
It's still blending it up good though. And again, I like the glass.
With family members dying and
Yeah. When it does its job, it does its job. There. And then once you get to that point, you just have to get it to that point. That's what I wanted. Well, that's it. That's it. That's all it took. That is great. That is so much better than that little thing. Oh my God, that worked out really well. I'm really happy with that. Okay, so I am going to go get him a dish. And you know that grinded up good, because even when I was struggling with it, it's so good. With the butter in it, oh my God. If I give this to him almost every day, or bok choy or whatever, or asparagus, like I'm cooking up asparagus, I'm going to do the bok choy right next, or is this the bok choy? This is the bok choy. So the bok choy gets its own container, right? Spinach gets its own container. After this, then I'm going to do the asparagus, right? Yeah. Oh my God, that's so good. Okay, so easy enough to clean. In between, just rinse it off. Yeah, stick your hands in there. You have to kind of, the spatula didn't really work, right? Put everything in, right? Lick your fingers after the fact. Go to the sink, rinse it off. You're good to go. Yeah, for the next one, which will be, well, honestly, I need to do these prunes. So maybe I'll do the prunes, right? Because, you know, that works good for him. That you don't have to move that or nothing. Look how nice that is. That's a lot, but it's actually good for him in terms of that. You can spread that out between, well, 3 to 4 days, right? 3 days for sure.
And when you do have some
Okay.
time off, think about
And
think about your work because you're
it helps with the bowel movement. It, you know. Okay.
Again, this isn't a job, this is a passion.
And then now I think what we're going to do,
It's very interesting when you see these companies.
we're going to do the prunes next, because after the prunes are done,
and try to be relatable and having TikToks and
I don't have
social
to
media
rinse it
accounts
out,
doing this, that they think
because
they're
I can just
still
throw the bok
getting
choy
away
in there,
with just
which
the
I'll
real
probably
you're
do
paying. I
all
mean,
of it
it's
at
the
one
same,
time.
almost cookie cutter,
Right.
but with different words.
So we'll just use that for now.
All hours of the day
And
most likely not having great pay or compensating for the
I'm
amount
going
of
to do
time
the
they
whole
put in.
thing.
And it's just another way to try to bring people in to
Mhm.
just
I need to
talk
make sure I can grab some.
This comment really does nail it
Okay.
on the head. It's very simple. Companies want experience of a 50-year-old, the drive
Yeah.
of a 30-year-old, and the wage.
I'm not
of a
cooking the
20-year-old.
bok choy until
And
after
for
I've done
quite a
this,
while,
and
they
then
have all the power because
I'm not
there's
going to
so
rinse
many
it out.
people
I'm just going to
desperate.
blend it in
I haven't really covered it on this channel,
with
but
the,
you've probably seen videos of different creators or just news talking about it.
whatever's there.
More
It will be
people just
tasty.
giving up and
It'll just
stepping out
sweeten
of
up the
job
bok choy,
market
that's
in
all it's gonna
general.
do.
Way more people are quitting.
Okay, so
or
these
just
have
looking for a job
pits.
at all, completely giving up hope.
So-
I don't know how many people need to do that to have the bounce shift over.
You have to
They're
take
not
out the
finding enough
pits.
people who work for these companies to keep it afloat, and then the job market will end up getting better. I'm not trying to give you a time frame.
I'm gonna
of
do
saying
the
what's
whole
right or
jar.
wrong. I'm just very glad that I am not a part of this. But because we're in times where
Right.
the job market seems to be heavily
So,
companies,
give me a minute.
others have used
We'll see how that blends up. Okay, so now that that part's been done in terms of everything in there, let's just see what happens. I don't have a lid on it. Okay, well that's all right. I don't want to stick my hand in there. My hands are clean. Yeah, no, it's not ready
We were
yet.
not put on this planet to work for 60 years and then
Sure.
die. Like, I refuse to buy into that.
I'm only 2 years into working my 9-to-5 job, and this is horrible.
I'm done. I'm out. I'm leaving the rat race.
Okay.
This is go by sound, eh? That's what you want. Go by sound.
So, I think we're going to start off
Yeah,
with the recent
go by sound.
scams because it has just been exploding. I mean, there's so many
Oh yeah,
people who have been
that's
looking
perfect.
for
That
jobs.
hardly took any time.
Unreal.
Did you see how long that took?
Scammers are definitely taking
Oh wow,
advantage.
that's what a big difference.
Scary for people
Okay,
who's looking
and then that I put in with his sweet potato or whatever. It's the liquid, right? So I'll just leave that in there,
and they
depending
say
on
that
what's
they're
going
there
on.
and that
Now-
they would like to set up a Zoom interview. They always text you or email you that.
Right,
But the
so
thing
we'll
is, I
do.
never applied there. I even tried to search on emails or on Indeed to see what jobs you applied to, but I never applied to this company that's saying that I applied there. It's
I
like
don't
an
know.
ongoing cycle, like every week or so. I would
Maybe
get one or
this-
two
this
text
seems
messages
kinda
about
small.
something. I really love to
Oh,
set up
boy.
an interview with you with their manager. When I looked up their website, it's
I need a different spot for these bowls.
marketing and sales, and
I really do. Okay, I can do 2 bowls. I can do 2. So we'll start with this one first. It pours out pretty nice. Oh, I might even get it all into one.
So I've seen stories
But again, you're going to have to use your hands in order to not be wasteful on anything. I suppose if you had eyesight and a small spatula, you could do that, but it's enough for me just to get it in the bowl. Right? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what I need now is a smaller bowl. That's basically full. Maybe we'll put this little bit in here.
I've also seen it get so crazy that some of these jobs try to
We'll give this to Amari in a little while. We don't want to waste it. We'll make some. I got the quail eggs. There you go.
Because of how desperate people are to finally find a job. But like
actually, I gotta peel those. Okay. Now I don't need to. Actually, yeah. Technically, I don't need to rinse this out for the bok choy because there's not even that much bok choy. I don't know. I'll think about it. So basically, we got one full bowl and a little bit, but he's gonna need more than that. You can see. And I'll be for the next 3 to 4 days. Again. These are so good. Because it's not just like a volume. When apply to 100 jobs, there are countless videos of people applying to hundreds, if not thousands. 7:30. Can you hear it? And they'll get an interview or two and won't even get like a second round. Like it's pathetic. It's going to be like this all summer. Okay, so I'm kind of liking this because I'm slowly but surely discovering that I've got more creativity, opportunity to be more creative with his food, which is nice. So basically, we're going to cook up. This is the way we're going to do it. Okay, we're going to just cook up this bok choy a little bit more. And I'm not going to worry about Andre and I when it comes to bok choy at this point. I'm going to grind it all up for Amari with some beef. Okay. Right. I'm going to grind it up with some beef. And I'm going to put butter in it as well. After, you know, it's because I can put it in there hot, right? So we're going to put butter in with it. I'm going to cut some beef right now. Okay. And we're going to make what I wanted to do was the salmon with the mayonnaise and the celery because he really likes that, which I still might, but I got to save my energy a little bit, right? You know what I'm saying? So, instead of using salmon right now, because, you know, like I said, I got to kind of save my energy, I'm going to do fresh celery. Okay. So, we're going to cut this up. This is how I'm going to experiment with this. Otherwise, I'd be using this with the salmon. Now, I still might do the salmon later, but I can always do the salmon tomorrow. It's just you got to be careful with the beef because it, you know, it can be constipating, right? But now that he's got his spinach and his plums and stuff, hopefully that will be okay. Alright. As long as he gets those every day, it does help. That's what I found. Okay, so we're not rinsing that out with the plum because it's not necessary. Okay, we're going to throw in 2 little stalks of celery. Okay, and then we've got this bok choy. Now this,
typically strenuous and physically taxing.
so that can be turned off now.
Problems with your legs, problems with your arms, bad neck, bad knees. Traits are just
This can be,
unrealistic
what do you call
in
it?
this country. Okay, so there are a few good points there. Of course, you don't need a
Heated up
4-year
as well,
degree to
right?
get into the trades. You
Now we're
can
gonna throw
use
some
certificates
butter
to start making good money, but you still need
in
to
there,
learn
I
the
suppose.
skills first. However, the same
It's all
thing
gonna get
all
blended
over
up
corporate
anyway.
9-to-5 jobs are having a lot of issues
Right.
right now. Just get into trades and then you'll be completely fine. So say if everybody actually did that, it's just supply and demand. If there was
Should have dropped the
massive
fucking butter,
influx
man.
of tradesmen, you could start lowballing people because there are so many people trying to look for work. It's the same thing that happened with corporate
Don't get
jobs
mad.
previously. It was supposed to be the really good job, the normal 9-to-5.
The cupboards get in the way of this too. Just barely.
Chill out hitting buttons on a keyboard, and now because
Okay.
everybody wanted to do it, there was such an influx that now everybody could start getting lowballed.
Don't
and
take
the
it from
only
over
people
there.
that get hired are like the top
All right.
0.1% in all
So we're gonna start with about that much first, okay?
to get interview processes and all of that crap. So
And there's a
the
little
same
piece
thing
there
could
as well.
happen if everybody did go into it.
Okay.
Now the other thing is something that I relate
And
to
then-
heavily, and that is the actual physical labor of trades. I don't know about you, but my body is.
I'm gonna grind up
I'm only 27 years old. Playing soccer.
about that
my
much
entire
meat,
life did a number on
which
my body, my
might be
joints,
a
my
lot
back. I mean,
for him to digest.
I'm pretty sure you could
Over
hear
the
that
next-
with my wrist. So imagine
I
hearing
don't
that
know.
on your wrists, your elbows, my shoulders.
Beef
my
is the
knees.
hardest to
I'm-
digest.
I'm
That's
an
the
old
problem.
Man in a young person's body. So it's not even the difficulty
But
of learning the skills to.
I'm mixing it in with the bok choy.
Of that. I think having to lay
So he
down on tiles
gets all the
to
calcium
sit
and-
for a toilet, I have more
and I'm
problems with that than actually doing
probably
the
gonna
trade
use
itself.
mayonnaise
And
with it.
whether you like it or not, everybody is
If
now
I had a
just
gravy,
sitting
a
all the time, whether
pre-mixed
you
gravy
watch
right now,
or on their phone
or
at
even a
work,
can of gravy,
we're
I'd
all
mix it in,
hunched
but I
over
don't,
with our
so
phones in our hands
I'm
or our
I'm
iPads
probably
or
just gonna
whatever.
use a
And
mayonnaise.
all of our backs are all bad now.
And even if you
We're not
warmed it
gonna
up,
be
it's
hurt. A
okay,
lot
he'd
more
still
people
like
have
it.
problems with their bodies right
Okay,
now
now
than
there's
they did
fat
a
in there
couple
too,
generations
right?
ago. And I know that's a negative thing with all the social
Okay.
media and the tech, but it's just the truth now. So there's a lot of people who genuinely can't do trades because their bodies can't handle it.
It's
not just
soft.
because, oh, I don't want to do manual labor and all of that. So the screenshot
Okay.
somewhat related I wanted to put in the video just
Now,
because a lot of people's goals now
because
are
this
six-figure
bok
jobs,
choy is hot,
$100,000 a year. However, if you make
it's gonna melt the butter.
pre-tax, you are not going to be getting 100K. So this is a screenshot of
Wish
the
I could
salary
see.
needed to net $100,000.
It's gonna melt the butter
State. So you could pause and check wherever you live in the country. But even if you
and the fat and the beef.
$137,000
This is why I bought it, so I can put hot in here, right?
more you need to make. That's how much
Without
being taken out for tax.
worrying about
Of course, Oregon,
plastics
more
and all
than
that kind of
50%
crap.
you have to make just to be able
I'm
to
gonna
get
do it
that
all, including the liquid.
$100 a month or maybe $200 a month.
Right, we want the liquid too, all of it.
$56,000.
Right.
So even the people not being able to get a job get scammed on it. Those jobs, all that. If you do get a job, you need
And with that little bit of liquid,
$100,000 just to be able
it might even be fine.
feel comfortable in today's world.
Might not need the mayonnaise.
Is exploding. So some
You
people
can add the mayonnaise in later.
they don't want to do it anymore.
So we'll just
They
get
are
that like
tired of
that.
it, and they want to see what else
And then I guess we'll just see what happens. This is gonna be a first. A happy dance. It's a happy dance. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, it's spitting, so we need to put the lid on. We'll give them a little bit of salt. This is seasoning salt with little organic, whatever. Just a little bit, okay? Oh, yeah, shit. And then we've got, let me go wash my hands briefly.
This is like this can't be real life. Like there's no way we were so the American dream. It is no way it should be this difficult to survive. in the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Andre ran off with the paper towels too.
I don't understand. So sometimes I think, man,
Okay, and then we've got
hop in the car or hop in a minivan or something and just travel. Like
7 C's seaweed.
And I don't think it was the exact reason that
Little
he was
bit.
saying in this video, but a lot of people did end up doing that
Yeah.
during COVID. People were buying vans and big SUVs and just going and traveling
Oops.
for long periods of time. And now I know mostly it was because you weren't allowed to go on
Okay.
vacation.
I can't see, right?
Everybody had to wear
But there's a little bit in
masks
there
and
anyway.
all of that kind of crap for a couple of
Okay,
years.
now this one spits,
Because they were tired of the job
so we won't put the lid on.
But still, he does make a pretty good point, especially.
Turn it up high. It's on high now. It looks like it's blending. Wow. That's probably all it needs. This is going fast, man. This is great. Do you see what I'm resorted down to using here?
I'm done. I'm out. I'm leaving the rat race. It's time to be a producer
All right.
instead of a consumer.
What does it taste like? What does it look
And
like?
at the end, you still have
Oh,
to
wow.
make money. I'm not going to be a slave. to
Well,
the
it's
system
green.
For my entire life. Hell
Can
no.
you see?
You got me fucked up. Our kids only have so many years being kids, and I'm not going to miss that to be broke.
Yeah.
To me,
You don't need mayonnaise.
it's the absolute most important thing in life. And I'm missing all of it because I'm fucking working.
It doesn't really have a lot of taste,
I'm still fucking
per se.
We know the system was designed to be this way. School
But
system
when you combine it with something else, it will work out really good. And it's the fact that, you know, you got that beef, right? And the way it's pureed, hopefully, I don't know how much is there.
Now, one thing he said I think
Hopefully,
is a very good point is when he said he was done because he didn't want to pass life by, especially with his
he'll be
kids
able to
growing up.
digest
You know,
it
a lot of the older
with no
generations
problem.
will do the whole, you know, pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
Again, Andre's walking off with my dishes, my silverware.
But then people are surprised that there
I don't
are
have
so
time to
many,
go in the fucking living room looking for this
generations,
stupid
even
shit.
the generation above me that don't have great relationships.
I'm gonna
with
send
their
his
parents,
uncle
or
upstairs
especially
to
their father,
give him a
because
lecture.
The majority of the time, he's sitting in the
Yeah.
corporate office or a tradesman, a construction worker, breaking his back
Okay.
to be able to put food on the table, and at least back
I'm
then,
looking
it was
for a-
primarily just the male working. So
another
that he
bowl,
didn't have to
right?
take The responsibility of the entire family.
I think this one's gonna be
That's
too
not
small.
how it is. Now both parents
So
need
let
to
me-
work
let me
and
go
have a
do that.
full-time living, and then they need to get a nanny
Hold on.
or a daycare to be able to take care of 40 to
Okay, so it's a little runny,
so that is pretty
not that much,
at least full-time, and score 100
right? It's good.
plus.
Because I put the extra liquid in. If I put just a little bit less, it would have been not so right. But he'll like this. He will definitely like this. Now, where's his plum? So there's that little bit of plum, right? I'm impressed with this blender. Okay, it worked out pretty good actually. Where am I? I guess that's it, right? It worked out pretty good. Right? Okay. I'll give him a little more plum. Now you see, I'd never take this spoon and go put it in a new container. I don't like that. I tell Andre, you know, you got to keep it separated, right? Use different spoons. Now I can't put the lid on this right now because it's still warm. So we'll just put that there. So he's getting his beef. So he'll be eating that. That's a lot. I don't know, but I don't know. It's bok choy. It's not going to hurt him, that's for sure. And it's butter and it's beef, and that's what he needs. So I guess it is what it is. See, no silverware. I'm so mad. Andre is just, oh, look at this. I have to use this. I'm going to give him more of this. I think doing it this way, it will be easier for him to digest it. Yeah. Now I'm going to clean up, put all this all away. For the most part. And then wipe everything down. And then cook up a sweet potato. One whole one anyway. Use the blender. Right? And just make another thing, right? Just make another thing. See, here's butter.
I think it's pretty funny that these companies will work you to death, and if you do legitimately die, you're only worth maybe 1, 3, or 5 days off of work. It sounds like I'm just making this up, like I'm lying.
I'm crashing. Now I'm crashing.
From a lot of different people online, so
what time is it?
A one-off
8 o'clock.
crazy story that made headlines. Here we can go back to the very creepy listings. Again, almost seems like it would be on Craigslist, and that would be the one where you would end up getting kidnapped. But minimum requirements due to current companies. So
probably what's going to end up happening is
ideally looking for
I will just finish up with this stuff
for this particular role. I wonder why. It's very confusing.
And
baffling to me. If you were going to be creepy and have all of these odd requirements,
when the meat comes
weed out the candidates without legitimately putting this online
within the hour,
wouldn't you at least try to be smart with it? I guess not. This one's really funny.
Get whatever I want in the oven.
Opportunity. Your experience as an autopsy assistant at the Weinberg Center for Forensic Scientists stood.
I don't want to cut beef because I'm tired, but I can put what I'm not going to use right away because I need to rest.
Southwest Grill. I think you could be
I clean as I go. I wash everything, you know.
Assistant, and they're like, yeah, you can make food for people.
I was in the playroom yesterday a little bit in between doing what I was doing, looking for that
accounting job, and I haven't been able to get any in 6
grinder.
months.
I haven't found it yet, and I do believe she was in there rooting.
Now, I especially thought that this was
okay. I got this meat, but I don't know. They charged me too much. If you look here, it says 22, right? I don't know. Here they got it at 45.32, and then this one here too, right? That's like $9.99 a pound, I guess. But there's supposed to be even more of a discount, which they didn't give it to me. It doesn't look like. $39.28. And then they ripped me off on the bill. It says 45.32 2 times. So they got an extra, what, $6 out of me? That's a pound, almost a pound, a half a pound or something. Yeah, $6. And then this, I don't know what the hell this is, but look how small that is. For $12.65 at, look at this. Right? That's $1.15. So $14 a pound or so. That's ridiculous. That's not even a pound. Yeah, it's 554 kg is about a pound. So I don't know. I'm tired. I should call them back and ask them what the hell did they do here, because this is supposed to be cheaper than this. So I don't know how that's working out. I don't know. Maybe I'll phone them. Other than that, I only paid after I cashed in my PC points, though, regardless. You can see. I cashed in $90 PC points. First time around, I think it was $70. So I did 160 PC points. And this one here, the bill was $18.29. It should be less though, $6 less. It should be $12. Plus, these are too expensive. These should be less than what they're charging. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm gonna phone them up. I'm gonna ask them. Maybe I will. Okay, so I find it interesting that, I don't know, the trolls are coming in, you know, condoning theft, apparently. But then, honestly, people, I'm not that surprised, because over my lifetime, in terms of coming into contact with people who steal, not to the degree the way Rhea did it, but just, you know, stealing in general, I'd say probably, oh, thank you. Boy, that, for $12, for $12, it's a little piece of meat. Look at this. This is what I paid almost $13 for. Can you imagine this? Look, $13. Like, what the heck is that?
You're cooking it in a nut?
Huh?
You're cooking in a nut?
I'm just putting them in there right now. I haven't really.
Okay.
No, I'm going to probably cook them up with the bone broth and then
correct?
just.
For the
Huh?
salt?
What?
You want to go for the salt?
Yeah. Put it up like compost there. That was what, $12 and some odd cents? 45 cents? That little piece of meat, whatever this is. And it's not even expensive meat? Oh my god. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm starting now. I had a little nap. So I'm going to try and get this done, and then once it's done, all I have to worry about is the tallow. I did not commit any crimes. I didn't steal from anybody. Right? You know what I'm saying? I didn't hurt anybody doing this. Okay? I'm just replacing what is missing in terms of... I'm pretty sure she walked off with some beef. She walked off with all the sockeye salmon. I haven't found it yet. Now, mind you, I've been busy doing this, but I pretty much went through all the jars that were in my room, and the small pink salmons are gone. The sockeye salmon is gone. You know, I think some of my chicken is gone. I think some of my turkey is gone. You know, not all of it, not like the sockeye salmon, the way she took it all, but definitely took some of it, took some beef, whatever. Because she wanted to learn how to can. Yeah, right. You wanted to learn how to can. You know, you just stole it. You don't want to learn anything. So yeah, I'd say in all my years of being on this planet, coming into contact with people who steal, I'd say, probably 70% of the population steals. I'd put it a good 70%. So for the trolls coming in, because I'm not doing anything bad here. I'm not, you know, I'm doing pretty generic stuff. Only thing is, a lot of people won't do this kind of stuff because, you know, it's easier for them just to go to the grocery store and complain about the cost of groceries and da-da-da-da. Take from other people, obviously. Right? So, it doesn't change anything. I know Julian Johnson's sister's trolling each and every video like she has been ever since ShaMay's been murdered. That hasn't changed. You know, maybe she's got her little boyfriend there helping her with the thumbs down and shit, or her little girlfriend, but it doesn't change the fact that those people were involved in ShaMay's death, ShaMay's murder, right? Ooh. They had ulterior motive. They benefited from it in terms of that fake car accident with that big, large payout for ICBC. It was too convenient. It wasn't a coincidence. I don't think so. No, just a whole lot of bad attitude. Right? And then with what just recently happened with this girl named Rhea.
Just ask Marina about what the people look like.
Uh-huh.
Some white guy with his woman.
Oh, two people cruising looking at your bike.
Yeah, I seen two people look like that while I was riding down Twisty Road here.
So they followed you.
I don't know.
Somebody wants to steal Andre's bike. Go figure. Yeah. Kid can't even go to the corner store without people.
Investors.
Well, it's the same thing. It's a corner store. It's not too far.
No, the Nesters.
Okay, the point is, it's not too far. You just went to the freaking grocery store and bought Buddy Donuts. You got people following you home trying to rob your fucking bike. Like, what the hell? A man and a woman. Go figure.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna go bring down my phone.
Okay.
To Marcane because I'm. Yeah.
Okay, well, come back because you can see I'm busy. I'm starting now. I have to wash jars and get this over with. I kind of wish I just would have left the cancel order, but I don't like just bone broth being canned in a jar. If it's, you know, got the beefy taste to it, it's not so bad. I don't mind it. But just straight up bone broth? No, I don't really like that. I like it with the beefy flavor. So I didn't really have much of a choice. I'm not going to throw out money. Even if it's just PC points. Alright? So, I just put this beef in a metal can. And just let it sit there. So it's still cool. It's okay. But yeah, the kid can't even go to the freaking corner store without people following home, wanting to rob his bike. What does that tell you? A man and a woman yet. Yeah, walking up right into the garage, right up to the bike, to see if they can steal the bike. Like, come on. You gonna approve of that? Right? Is that what people approve of? Stealing from kids? Stealing their food? Stealing their toys? Stealing their bikes? Stealing from blind women? You know? Just, people are sick. That's all I can contribute it to. You know? Murdering, right? Think it's cool. Nothing cool about it. Yeah. Just whatever. Smash and grabs. Yeah, whatever. Well, the way I see it is what comes around goes around. You'll be 73 years old and you'll be robbed blind. Yeah, for everything nasty that you did in your lifetime. Or supported. That's the way I see it. You don't know when it's coming. And the world is getting worse. When kids can't even go to the freaking grocery store or the corner store to go buy donuts or milk without people wanting to rob their bikes. What does that tell you? It tells you a lot. So I shouldn't be surprised. No. In terms of the bullshit that I'm now having to put up with. You talk about the things that happen to you and the people that do the shit. They don't want you talking about it. Right? Because they, you know, they want to get away with it, right? They don't want people questioning them. They don't want people catching a clue. You know? That kind of thing. So they try and bully you to silence you. So they can go off and either do it again to you or they can do it to somebody else. That's what bullies do. Yeah. It just makes it easier for them to not get caught. That's all. So, just tells you what their characters are like. So I figure, anyway, I'm working fast now. It will be done soon. I just have to decide how I want to do it. I'll probably keep it simple on myself. I will.
There's a lid in here.
What's that?
There's a lid in there.
A lid? What kind of lid?
Just a lid. One of your jar
Well, thanks for letting me see that, seeing that for me. I didn't see it. Oh, I didn't see this. I would have cooked it. It all would have went right into the pot. Oh boy. Yeah. Better than butt in a soup. All right. So, for all this meat, even though I paid a lot of money for it, in terms of $12 for nothing, I don't know how people are managing with that kind of price. I paid $18 for mine. I mean, I did pay because, you know, I had to pay to get my PC points, whatever it was I was buying at the time. But at the end of the day, I didn't pay. But I didn't commit no crimes. I didn't rob from anybody. I didn't hurt anybody. No. So I got 12 jars first round, 9 jars the second round, with Andre eating brisket, Amari eating brisket. I had a bit of brisket. I will definitely buy brisket again if I ever see it. Whether I can it or not, it doesn't matter. It's actually pretty good. And if you can get it on sale, it's even better. Oh yeah. Plus, you get the tallow if you take the time to make it. Right? If you don't want to make it and then complain about how expensive oil is or whatever it is that you complain about, if you complain about it, I suppose that's your business. But it's not that hard to make tallow, and it's actually better for you. So, okay. And now I'm gonna keep looking for my shit. I know who did it. I know basically how they did it. Andre knows who did it. Yeah. We were here. We know what's missing. We know who's been in the house. We know what she was acting like. So, if you want to support that, well, then you probably do the things that she does when it comes to stealing. Yeah. And yeah, 70% of the population, in my opinion, steal. So I'm not surprised with anything. You gotta watch these ropes. Okay, so I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Okay, so all that for $18, and even then, the company should have done a better job. I still might call them because they charged me $6 more than they were supposed to, plus whatever they sold me wasn't on sale. Now, they could say that the sale went off today, and that's why I paid full price for it, when in fact it should have been a little bit cheaper. Okay, so anyway, this is the broth. You can see what's happened here. I did manage to put it in the fridge so that we can get rid of that little bit of grease that is there. Right? I tried to skim off some. Oh boy. When it was warm, but this is the best way. put it in the fridge and do it like that. Right? Now, I think I'm going to end up retiring this roasting pan, although I really like it. I don't know. Can you still buy these ones? I've got another one that's a little bigger than this one. It's thicker. Because this one's getting compromised, right? This is very old. Oh, I've probably had it for a very long time. As long as I can remember. And, but, because I'm thinking to put, you know, that spot that's wearing out on it. You know? I'm a little better to be safe than sorry, so I don't think I'm going to be using this roasting pan much longer. I'll make an effort to find my other ones. Well, what it is I keep them in the small bathroom, and then things get put in front of it, so, you know, this one was just handy, easier to get to. Okay, so that's just basically straight up bone broth, which is not the same as if you had meat in it with the flavor, right? Because it's the meat that gives the actual flavor in terms of the actual beef, right? So maybe I'll have Andre come and just scoop up a little bit more. Let me taste it. Yeah. It's okay. It's just, I want it more beefy. That's all. So the best way to do that, and then this, is the stuff that was in the, inside the bones and stuff. And I think some of the shank meat. Right? Yeah. Basically. So I think what I'm going to do... Andre, can you come here? For a minute, please? Please? Can you just take off a little layer of whatever you see? Not too much.
Put it.
In here. Just... I took off the fat. I don't think there's much left. Okay, you can see that, right?
Sure.
There's just a little bit left. Yeah. Thank you. So basically what I'm going to do is just pour that liquid in the roasting pan. And then I'm going to put the roasting pan, at least to start, to buy me some time at 250 with the lid on. And that'll give me time to wash some jars and, well, 250 might rest for a little while longer, get the jars ready, maybe label up those jars, get them out of here, right? And get this canned up by tonight. And now I know it looks like a lot, but when you start filling up your jars, you're not really, no. So, either or, I am going to wash 18 1-pint size jars, wide mouth, 500 mil. Where did you put it? In there, yeah, not in here. 500 mils. And then we'll just see how many jars we get. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, sure, get it all over the place. At least some of it. I don't have to put all of it, because I can warm that up. Right? Because the beef itself is going to release juices as well. So what happens is your broth becomes really, really flavorful because of the actual beef itself. Yeah. I want to buy myself a bit of time. Oh my lord. No fancy videos here. No. Okay, so I'll do 275. Shoot. Of course I turned it off, right? All right. So this is what it looks like now. Okay. And then after it's all said and done, the color will get richer. I'm gonna just put this in the oven. We don't want to lose the liquid because that's like gold, right? I'm gonna see if I can find another roasting pan like this one. I like these ones. They last a long time. But honestly, what would a blind woman need a roasting pan for? I've got one that's silver that's in really good shape. It's too hard to get to. Okay, so we put that in there now. This, when it comes time, do you see that? That was inside the bones and the shank and whatever. When it, well, I could, honestly, to keep it simple on myself. See, I wanted to spread it out evenly between the jars. That's basically what I wanted to do. So why don't we do with what I wanted to do? And then we still got a little bit of bone broth left. Now I can clean up and wash jars, label these jars over here. It looks like they all sealed. That's the one with just salt. It's pretty nice. Look at the headspace on it. All right. Look at the headspace on it. That's why I like to do it the way I'm doing it. If you raw pack it, sometimes your headspace water drops and it's way down here. If you want to try and keep your meat covered up with water, then you kind of have to do it. Look at the color on that. You kind of have to do it the way I'm showing you. That's the best. Yeah. Okay, so we can do this. So if there's any broth left, which I don't know, I would prefer to do it in a regular mouth. But in the meantime, these are basically for the sidekicks that we're making, right? Whether store-bought or homemade, okay? I mean, in these sidekicks, unless you're willing to get freeze-dried meat for yours at an exorbitant price, when you buy it in the grocery store, you're just getting basically chicken fat or beef fat, okay? You're not actually getting the meat. Whereas with the sidekicks, with these coming in on the side, you're actually getting some kind of meat, plus you're getting the really deep, rich bone broth. Now, you can see what's going on in there. Okay? That's at what, 275? Right? Do you see the color on that? That's where your flavor is. Okay? Alright? Compared to, do you see the color on that? Completely different. Right? So in the meantime, this is almost ready to go in. You don't need to cook it as you need to infuse the flavor into the broth. Right? Now, when I bring up the pan, the roasting pan, what I'll do is I will pour this liquid into it, okay, and merge it all together, right?
There was no sign of Tasha's caseworker closed the case.
I just didn't want to pour it in all at one time and have to lift up this right heavy pan of all this liquid with the meat in it. Now I've got 16 jars here. I don't think I'm going to get 16 jars full of quote-unquote meat because beef, it looks like, you know, you spend a fair amount of money for it. And, you know, you don't really get a lot when it comes to filling up jars. That's why you end up having to spend $300, $400, maybe even $500 in beef these days just to get a decent canning session out of it. But with the rich bone broth, you know, it's okay, right? So we'll put. No, I'm not going to fill up the jars completely full, right? You know, maybe about that much of beef, and then the rest liquid, to stretch it out a bit, because the liquid itself you can use for gravy as well, right? Where you can cook your rice or whatever you want, right? Like you could take one of these jars, put it into your pot, put your sidekick in, we'll say rice with broccoli and whatever, bring it to a boil, put your lid on, turn it down, cook it for 20 minutes. That would be fine. Hold on. Okay, so getting on with it now. Clearly you can see the difference in color. Okay? So this is what we're going to basically jar up. But I'm going to add that from this bone marrow and all that stuff, right? So I'm going to put that in there. I'm just going to mix it up.
I know they always say rejection is redirection, and I'm trying to hold on to that. It's just disappointing when you put in a lot of
I'll be glad when this is over with.
Energy, and this is the outcome. So yeah.
Yeah, another thing about layoffs is that even when they are not your fault, you can't help it.
It will break up.
And for most people, it affects the way they see their future employment. Like they either overwork themselves in their future jobs, hoping that if they can, put extra effort,
just incorporate it into it,
then management play not, or they start not caring about any company at all because they're like, well,
so I did a little bit of math here.
Knowing that anytime they can lay me off, regardless of my performance,
I'll do 18 jars, 60.
So, yeah,
that's a full canner.
I just got laid off. Was laid off from my outpatient job, and I was
And then
to follow up on it.
we'll see what's left.
So I'm doing what the same person would do, which is I'm eating.
Could do it tomorrow, and then I'm going to put that in there.
Hobby Lobby. I will say I'm very thankful that I work for DM. I do have a second job that I'll just pick up a little bit more at. I don't have benefits through this job, so I'm not
mix that up.
As much as a lot of the other nurses, but
I don't know if this will fit into 16 jars. I might have a little bit left over. We'll see.
this is the first time where I have seen with my own eyes that we treat healthcare like that.
So I'm going to distribute that meat between the 16 jars and then use the broth to fill it up, and then we'll see what's left.
Such a hard time.
So in the meantime,
Why are we doing this when
of course these glasses don't work. Can't see nothing. So hold on a minute. Okay, so basically, before I start, before I start. So this is what I spent. Well, I only spent $102.25. The total of what everything costed was $298.95. So for $208.95 or $290 for $290.95, that's what it would have costed if I would have just paid regular price with no PC points. But because I used my PC points, I only paid $102.25 and basically saved myself $188.70. So that's not bad. So technically, after I'm all said and done, I divide how many jars, right, into that 102.25. And right now I've got 12 and 9, so that's 21 jars. I have 21 jars. And I'm going to probably do another 16 and still have a few more, and then we still got the tallow. So by the time you're done, it's less than $1 a jar. I'm just saying. So we'll get to the final count here real soon. Okay, so now I'm in my room, back at that. You know, I've basically come to the conclusion she went for the smaller boxes, stole the sockeye salmon in the cans, minus one box over there, I think. That's all I've seen so far. All the hams that were in cans, in boxes. I have not found one box that had ham in it, because she stole them all. So she probably stole several. Yeah. Unless maybe there's something down there, because I couldn't get to those ones, but, you know, who knows? Those boxes could be empty for all I know. The two under the table. I have to pull everything out from that side and get in and pull them out because they got stuck in there for some strange reason. Probably had something to do with her. Yeah, sockeye salmon, any pink salmon, they're all gone. Anything that was in a box is gone. The hams are gone. I'm pretty sure she walked off with a bunch of corned beef. Okay? If it's small boxes, whatever, maybe a big box. Like, and this is what people fucking are like thumbing down my videos for, because for whatever strange reason they think I deserve to be robbed of my belongings. Whether it's outside, inside, it doesn't fucking matter. It seems that way, which tells you what kind of society we live in. Yeah, it really does. With more and more people just going around doing their smash and grabs, whether it's cities, you know, compensating people's stuff in their yards and doing what happened to me, right? You know, like, fuck, don't ask me to plant anything. I ain't got no bean poles. You know, I don't got time. I don't got no fucking tools. I ain't got no water hoses. I don't got fucking shit. I don't got no sprinklers. You know, I just whatever, right? And then my fucking tools get robbed. I'm sorry, boo-boo tools get robbed by some wonker, jealous, spiteful, vindictive, demented, twisted lunatic. You right, that walks in society acting like she's all that in a bag of fucking chips, but yet she can't even feed her freaking kids. Like, come on, people. Okay, so I think, you know, for what it's worth, it's important for the ones that are concerned about yes, I wrote it on the box too, because that bitch was ripping off all my, she ripped off all my, these things that I tape on, right? As she went from box to box to box. Okay, but she didn't get into these jars, eh? But everywhere else she got into. And no, I have not found my sockeye salmon. So if you can, learn from my lesson. Write it on the box, as well as if you can't see that very well and you like that better, you can still do that. But from my experience, I would recommend that you write it on the box in case you get some lunatic freaking psychopath robbing you. See, it's on the box as well as on the paper. Right? We've got it here. I haven't written it on the box yet. I'm short on space. Now, these jars have been holding up really, really, really well. I'm very pleased with them. Now, if you, the reason I turned on to the camera is to show you that if you're going to stack, it is possible. It's recommended that you don't. Obviously, lighter jars always go on top. But if you're going to, it is recommended to put, you know, like a little piece of cardboard or something. Right? Okay. And what is this? This is a great melody. And I think there's a few of the other ones kicking around too. October of 2024. So we're going to put that in there on top of that. Alright. And we're going to write on a piece of paper. Oh, I got to move these, I have to move these jars out of the kitchen. So basically, so far, in terms of and I phoned up PC Express, and they reimbursed me that $6.04 for what they overcharged me on with that roast beef. So what? My bill was $18.29 minus another $6. So for all that meat with this video, it's this video, right? What did I pay? $12 and a few cents? I mean, you can't go wrong with that, right? It's too funny. Too funny. You know, you see, that's the thing. The bitch that stole my food, instead of waiting to learn how to can food, she had to steal it. Thinking she could string me along. Right? And when she eats it all, she won't be able to replace it because she doesn't know how. Right? Nobody ain't gonna want to freaking help her either. She can figure it out for herself. Since she's super mom, you know? So that was what? October of what was that? 2024? I don't even remember. Oh my lord. Yeah. Yeah, 2024. I think there's a couple of these strays kicking around my room because there's 3 empty in there. Unless I already gave them to Mari a while ago. But either or, I'll just keep them like that. And if I find them, I will just add them into the box. Right? But I just want to show you this for the ones that are working on food prep because of what's going on in the world. You know, it's beyond the economy. It's what's going on in the world. Like, you know, us older people, you know, the shit that young people are faced with today. You know, and what kind of futures they're facing. You see, that's the thing. What kind of futures they're facing. You know, we weren't faced with that kind of crap. Now, mind you, you know, I had my 5 kids. And, you know, it wasn't easy feeding them. Of course not. It's expensive feeding kids, right? And then I got my credit cards, right? For, you know, I was making my costumes and, you know, I'd go out and I'd come home and everybody, including Uncle John, would be standing at the door. Did you sell anything? Did you sell anything? Well, you know, because if I sold something, everybody would get a bit of money and we'd go shopping the next day for groceries, right? And then welfare, social services cut me off of welfare illegally in 2003, just as I got my credit cards. Just as I was starting to get credit, that's when they cut me off. And that's basically how I supported my family for 6 years, minus a few outfits that I'd sell here and there, right? And, it's just... And then just over the years, it's not... So, but now, when you buy a little chunk of meat, no bigger than like that, and it's just like a blade, it's not even fancy meat, which I'm supposed to actually look today to see if the price went up on it. Yeah, same thing with that sirloin tip roast. I think I paid $9.99 a pound for it. And the sale ended yesterday, which is probably more expensive now. But I got, 16 jars of about that much meat in each jar. We'll look at them. But we got that rich beef bone broth, you see, that's the thing. So now it's nutritional, and it was economical to do it, and the whole thing only costed me $12 because I cashed in my PC points. I mean, you can't go wrong with that, right? But if you don't know how to can, you wouldn't know how to do that. So 16 and 9 is what, 25? And then another 12. So 37 meals with those sidekicks. Yeah, for about $100 worth of beef and bones and stuff. Can you do that? I can do that. I did that. And I'm showing you how to do it so that, you can budget it in. Work on it. Because with the way the world is going, that's the only way you're going to be able to do it. Yeah. Right? And if 2 people can do this instead of 1... Like, it's just always me. If you notice that nobody helps me with this, right? So, I'm not, I don't have the perfect system down. That's what I'm trying to say. If somebody was helping me with this, you do this, I do that, we'd get a better system going down where, things would, I don't even know what the heck I'm doing here. Anyway, things would, you'd have it more organized than what I have it organized, right? Because there's 2 people doing it versus 1. So now I need to get into this box, and this box to see if she got into those boxes, because that's basically what I've been doing. And I will continue to do that until there's nothing left to do. Yeah. And as I do that, I'm organizing, and I told Andre that once it's all said and done, it's going to be great. Beef fat, August of 2023. There you go. Yeah. That's beef. I see an F in there. It's not pork. That's what I'm going to do now. That's the only thing that I have to do with the beef now. Is the tallow, and I have a little bit of broth, which I may or may not can. I'm debating about it. Right? I just might make mashed potatoes and make gravy with it instead. I'm still up for debate. So as I find all my fats, right? Look at that. Look at that. That's what I'm going to do with the tallow that I've got right now. Still sealed. Yep. No. So I'm organizing everything. What is this? Turkey. See, turkey is different. Do you see what happens with turkey? You get all that oil on the top, and then you get the fat on the bottom. That was an experiment to see what would happen. I find that they don't hold their seal because a couple of them have already broken their seals. But I'm not too worried about it because it was just an experiment. I think this one I actually pressure canned in the canner. It's still sealed, so it should be good. It's enough for a meal, right? And I'm going through all these. Yeah, see, I'm going through all these. The bitch, she just fucking mixed shit up. Like, ugh, she's such a cow. Such a cow. But you know, if two of you are working, and one is logging and listing and writing and all that stuff, and the other one is, doing like what I'm doing. See, sweet relish. Why is sweet relish in there? It doesn't belong in there. It belongs over there. And it's still finding. So she was probably in here. Yeah. Cherry blackberry sauce. August of 2023. Sounds good, doesn't it? Yes, it does. What is this? Sweet relish. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Try and keep everything together if you can. Don't mix shit up. Right? See? Cherry blackberry. Yeah. Sweet relish. I got it. Oh, boy. I'm going to come back, okay? And don't forget, cardboard can make furniture, or it can make shelving, for that matter. Right? And when you're doing food prep, you want to keep your stuff out of the light, right? Even though it's in a dark room, whatever, light still gets in, depending on what's going on, right? In terms of your curtains and stuff like that, right? So, in this situation, also, too, you put things in a box, and you start stacking boxes, you have the food, but you can't get to it. Well, if you do this, and then you fit in this situation, it's going to be jars in here, right? I thought maybe these things, but they're too short. So I'm going to, your sauces, right? I got chili sauces that will fit nice in this box. Okay? As long as you can get into it with a door, you're good. Right? Just reinforce it. So I taped on another top on it. Right? And I'm just taping the outskirts of the door. Just to give it a little more, what is that called? Structure. As you're opening and closing it, getting it, whatever you are getting. Right, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, you can see. Right. And then I taped on another lid on top, right? And then after that, one of those jars, the boxes that I just canned with the brisket is going on top of this one. I've decided to do that. Alright. And then this way it's easy to get to with whatever it is that you have. So there's jars over there with chili sauce in them that might be a little taller than those things. There, see? Easy. Right? So I just tape up this and then it's good. Don't have to be that fancy. Right? It'll last a long time. It's lightweight. As long as you don't bang it around too much, it'll be fine. I'm looking forward to having it all organized again, only this time it's going to be better. Yeah. Because I'm doing this. I'm actually taking the time to do this. I'll show you when I find the right size jar what can fit in there. That one's too small, too short. So we'll put that right there. tell you, I sure miss ShaMay. Oh yeah. If ShaMay was here, what just happened with Rhea would never have happened. Hell no. That would never have happened. Okay. There. And then, if you want to, you know, close it up versus, I mean, it can, you can just bend it in like that. Do you see? And then, but if you really wanted to make a knob on it, you could put a hole in the cardboard and run a piece of string through it with a big knot in the back. Pull it. Right? Or you can just, where am I? Oh, sorry. Right? See, I just tucked it in there. But just, I don't have time to, there, see? Just tuck it into the corner. Right, and then easy enough to open up. And then when you put a thing of jars on top, it won't move. Right? And then I did the same thing on the bottom with a box that has dehydrated that dehydrated mitsu and grape skin, green onion, red onion, and like the leaves, I guess. And then just whatever. So same idea. I can open it and grab it and pull out as I want, versus having it with the top and then, you know, you can't get into them. This way you can get into them. Alright. So hold on. Oh yeah, and don't forget to put a few pieces of tape up on top. I folded the box in like, you know how you do that at the top of it. So just to, so they don't get in the way of things, you know, just give that a bit of tape too as well. And then also to tape the box onto the box below so it doesn't shimmy for the most part, right? Just to give it a little bit more support. And yeah, chili sauce seems to fit in here. So I'm going to put chili sauce in here. Yeah. And then if I have a little extra room after what I got over there, because I buy in bulk, right? And then I don't have to worry. But I might have a different brand or something, you know. Then, there we go. And then, what do you call it? And then just tape the box onto the box. Right? So it doesn't move around. Center it. So if I'm not building with wood, I'm building with cardboard. Ain't interesting? Huh? But I contribute this part of my whatever it is to my mom making furniture. When we move into a place that had nothing. So I had cardboard dressers to keep my clothes in. I can remember that as plain as day. She did that a couple of times because she liked to move around a lot. From Alberta to Victoria to Vancouver. Oh. She was a stripper. She didn't tell me. She also worked as a bar hostess. But she was also a stripper. She hid that from me though. Okay, so that's not going anywhere. We'll just do one more and then we're going to see about these jars I'm going to show you. I'm excited to go get my beef brisket. Put it on top of this. Should be fine. This is what is this? Sweet chili sauce. For chicken. I can hardly wait. So we're gonna put that, and it fits perfect. I have about that much of a headspace. This is grand. I'm so excited, and gonna keep it nice and what do you call it? Cool, nice and dark. Oh yeah, this is great. Oh well. We know this camera's gonna kick out here in a minute. Oh Lord. See, this is how I get my PC points too. I buy this stuff in bulk. And it adds up my PC points pretty fast, because usually when I buy it in bulk like that, oh my god, what do you call it? I try and catch them with the PC points as well, right? Because it's like a discount. So you get a discount, not at the time of the purchase per se, unless they give you that. Sometimes they'll also reduce the price, plus they'll give you PC points. But even if they don't reduce the price and I get the PC points, when I buy in bulk, it adds up really fast. Within a couple of months, I'm over $300. So if I want to go off and do like I did with the brisket or whatever. So how many we got in here? So we got 2. These are all the same. 2, 3. Let's see how many we can fit in here. 3, 4, 5. Nicely sealed. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. So what would have happened? A limit of 4. You buy 4 at a discount. Oh, 11. Wait, no, that's 12. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. That was anyway 12. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For whatever reason, 13. But I remember I gave Marcane 1, I think. Oh no, here's another one. 13, 14. So, and I probably got. So I probably okay. So what happens is you get 4. You buy 4 at a discount rate. At a discount rate, plus you can get PC points. So you save 2 times, right? So I would have bought 4, did another order, bought 4 more because the maximum is 4. Get my PC points, so I'm saving 2 times. Not only on the discount of the product itself, but I also get the PC points racking up. So that's if I don't buy them flat out 10 at one time, 15, 20 at one time, I'll buy them by limit and I'll reorder until I get enough where I feel satisfied. As if I need to explain myself to you. I don't, but I'm just showing you how I do things, where you might want to do things like this too. Now, where's the camera? Not that I'm looking to get rated, I mean, not the camera, the flashlight. Not that I'm looking to get rated again. You know I'm putting deadbolts on my door. You know I'm not inviting nobody into my house no more. Fuck no. I'm not babysitting for nobody. No fucking strangers. You can forget that shit. I'm not trying to make no friends. I'm not trying to be a stepmom. None of that crap. Okay? So this works out really, really nice. I'm telling you. Okay? Do you see? Do you see what's going on in there? Right? It's perfect. Okay? Look at that. And then you write on the box what it is. And then I've got a spot here. I put another piece of cardboard on top so it's nice and flat. Right? It's not going nowhere. I taped it to the box underneath that's got jars that I can get into with the same idea. Right? Can open up and right? And yeah, I'm gonna go get myself one of those brand new jars that I just canned. And I'm gonna put it there. But before I do that, I need to write on the box what I'm putting inside of it. So and what was it called? Sweet chili sauce? Yeah. I'm looking really forward to try it out. And if I like it, which I'm sure I will, and I'm sure Andre will, yeah, and you know, if he makes a dinner for downstairs and they like it, well, it's easy enough to stock up on it again. And I have a place for it so that when I run low, when it comes in, I can just put it directly into his box. Right? Yeah. I told Andre after it's all said and done. It says for chicken. So I'm going to put for chicken, but maybe you can use it for something else. Who knows? We'll just put chicken for now. Okay. There we go. Nice. Now if I got a couple more kicking around and I haven't opened them up yet, I'll put them in the box. And when I'm ready for them, I know where they are. So I'm pretty impressed with that. Do you see? Where's that flashlight? Here it is. Do you see? Working out pretty good. Easy. Easy peasy. Look. Look how easy that is. And now we got a troll coming in saying, well, don't you got better things to do than be making boxes with little drawers on them? Well, I don't know. At least I'm not going around robbing people for their shit. You know, I don't care what the shit is. My mother, she taught me better than that. So did my grandmother. You know, that's one thing I can say about my family outside of when my mom died. They didn't want my grandma to give me and my brother, my mother's share of the house after she sold the house. They wanted everything for themselves and they took that. But outside of that, they didn't go around stealing from people. No. And they sure in the hell didn't teach me to do that. Nope. Alright, so this corner now, from what I can tell, is basically done. I'm on the hunt for Great Melody. I should write that down. Great Melody. There's 3 jars missing here, but I could have given already to Mari, so we'll just leave those. Everything's full in here minus a chicken. Okay? Because, you know, everything's all mixed up, right? So, you know. So, we're looking for a chicken leg. 1 chicken leg. You know, because she poked her hands in everything. Chicken leg. What was the date on it? October 21st of 23. And Great Melody. So as I find that, if I find them, they belong there. If you like to be an airhead and have your shit all scattered around, be disorganized, well, that's your business. I'm showing people how to organize their stuff. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be your clothes, could be your food, could be your tools, could be anything. If you don't have money to go off and buy containers or whatever, you can make things with cardboard boxes, okay? I'm showing you how to do it right now. Yeah. And then, so we'll cover this up now for now. So this part's been done. Now what I have to do, I'm not finished in this corner yet though. God forbid, no. Yeah, and I think she stole my, what is that called? Wood burning kit and my chisels, because they would have been up there. They're gone. They're gone, they're gone, they're gone. Now, you see? Don't know. So now that I've done this and I've done that, whatever is in here is going to be the same thing. It should be pastas in here, but who knows? That bitch was moving shit around. So I have to, before I can bring in the brisket, I have to do that first. Yeah, I have to do that first. I got it. Yeah, it's just got to check everything. It's stupid. Right. Beef in bone broth, November of 2024. Okay, pork bone broth, November 9th of 2024. So I don't know, maybe those are Amari's. And this one here belongs somewhere else. I'm not sure where that belongs. Over there somewhere. Found that over there, outside. Over there. Yeah, stupid, man. Anyway. So now we gotta move things. Check, do pretty much the same thing. Right, so that we can start using this stuff. And then, now, these are bigger jars. What is this? What is this? 2021, like, what the fuck, man? That does not belong here. Like, that stupid bitch. Oh my god. Oh my god. It says, I think this is asparagus. The stupid fuck. I feel people. I feel so violated. You know, I've been raped, eh? When I was younger, you know, like, and like it's just like it's like that, you know. You feel filthy, especially well everywhere. It doesn't matter where she put her dirty fucking fingers. Like seriously, like this is sick. So fucking sick. This girl is so fucking sick. She belongs in a bloody mental institution. Like, seriously. I don't know. She just put this one jar in. February 12th, 2024. These are last year. They're all the same, except for this. Asparagus. December of 2021. Like, where the hell did she get that from? The only thing that I can think of that she got this from is from over there, where she was stealing my clothes. Like a fucking bitch, man. Like, it's gross. She's fucking gross. Only a gross person would do this. Like, people are getting sick, man. Out of control and sick. You know, they justifying stealing like it's just a regular, everyday occurrence. Right along with freaking murder. Where's the camera? There it is. Right along with freaking murder. You know? So many people get murdered. Cops don't do jack shit about it. Like, what the fuck do we need cops for if they're not gonna lock people up? Oh, they blame the crown prosecutor. Yeah, right. Don't forget to write on your boxes what the hell is on your boxes. Don't just put a piece of paper on there, because if it's just a piece of paper, it's not enough. Right. Like, it pisses me off. Did this bitch get in here too? Or did she just steal one of those jars? Or, like, you know, she did this so that I wouldn't go snooping around everywhere else in the fucking house to discover that my steamer was missing, or that was missing, or that was missing, or that over there was fucking missing, as she's a smash and grab, going from fucking spot to spot as a fucking tweaker, man. Oh, fuck you, you fucking cunt. Oh, okay. So, this is where I'm thinking she got this kind of stuff. Right? Because there was one kicking over there. So, I don't know. I really don't know. But, I don't need to do much other than to cut a hole in it, in the box itself. So that we you know, I can send Andre in to come and get these. Right? So, we're just gonna move this box and put it on a new box that I just made. And then we've got this box. And I don't know, I bought all these little jars. No, not one box of canned meat. Nope, not one. Nope, and it says salmon over there. But, honest, and corned beef, but that's a really big box. But honestly, I need to get inside and look inside the box. That's how fucking shady this shit is. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't need this. I'm taking out all these little jars and everything. What's in here? Same idea. Yeah. And there's a whole bunch of these downstairs too. Here's bologna's again. Yeah, right. 4 cheese. Why is it all mixed up? They both, it's like all fucking mixed up. Oh my god. So, keep it simple. Do the same idea. Okay? Versus stacking your boxes and you can't get into them and they sit, unless of course that's what you want, but they've been sitting long enough and I want to make it easy for either Andre or myself to get to them. So just like I did that little door with the sweet chili, these boxes that I've got these jars in, I'm going to, well, obviously take out some jars, make the lid, make the door, and then, you know, use your cardboard to reinforce the lid, right? That's probably why I put this box on top of the other box, because it's already, you can see what's happening here, right? From sitting, eh? But that's okay, because it's these things. If and when I ever want to can hot peppers, banana peppers, Jamaican peppers, or whatever I want to can, or make, or whatever. And then they're just little lug lids. Brand new. So we'll probably put that back in between the two, because those pasta sauces are heavy, right? So I'm gonna go, and I'm going to, they're mixed up in here. So maybe for all I know, she walked off with a whole case, because there was that stray over there. Because I didn't really leave these out, right? Like, these things are like mixed up. And honestly, I don't know about this, because no. First of all, these things are in, unless I don't know. The fucking bitch, man. Like I said, you feel violated. Yeah, you feel completely violated. completely fucking violated. And you know how many grammage is on this? 650 mil. Right? You know, as time goes by, they're making these things smaller. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, like, I don't know. So I feel like I should, I don't know, put the bolognas with the bolognas and the 4 cheese with the 4 cheese. For whatever reason, they're mixed up. I mean, I could have packed them where I did half and half, but even still, you can't. Who knows? The point is we want to get to them now. Now, the thing is, what I did with this though, is I put these in between them. Can you see? To protect them. But if you're making a door and you need to get in and out and pull them out as you go, you can't have them separated. So that comes out. But I am definitely going to make the drawer. And don't think you're wasting your time doing this. Once you get that equilibrium going on in your pantry or wherever you're doing this kind of stuff, it's a good feeling. It just takes a little time to put it together.